Good day. This is Howard Martell, known as the Home Profit Coach here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. We continue on with this financial stewardship video live series. I'm your host, Howard Martell, U.S. Navy veteran, did 20 years, 10 days, served this country, retired in 2012 for my first career. And I've been an entrepreneur of some type over the last few years, but I'm changing over to a different career after over 30 years in cyber. I will be what they call a life benefit specialist as I study for my state insurance license. So far, the testing's going very well. I'm scoring above what I need to score. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I have to do. And on the 27th, I'll be taking that live test. So if you're listening to episode 2 in our Money 101, Paycheck Investing and Protecting Your Golden Years series, in episode 1, we talked about how our culture is designed to make you spend every dollar, the hidden cost of not investing, and every key mindset. Every paycheck has a job. Today, we're going one level deeper and asking, why do so many people feel broke and even when they're earning more than their parents did? We're going to cover these 3 big ideas. The money hasn't changed in one generation. The trap builds into today's consumer culture. How those traps quietly destroy people's retirements and how you can choose a different path. This isn't about blaming the system or shaming yourself. It's about understanding the environment so you can be a wise steward inside it. Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to this world, but ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That includes how we think about money, and we're going to renew our minds today. In the first segment, how money has changed in one generation. Let's start with a quick then versus now. The generation or two ago, for many families, one income could often support the household. Housing was a smaller slice of the budget. College was far cheaper relative to income, and healthcare costs were lower. Many people had pensions, guaranteed income, and retirement. Was it perfect? No, but in many cases, there was a clearer path. Work hard, stay loyal, retire with a pension and Social Security. Now look at today. 2 incomes are often required just to stay afloat. Housing, rent, and property taxes have climbed dramatically. Colleges often comes with tens of thousands of dollars in loans, and you're not getting a good education. Just saying it. Healthcare and insurance are major budget lines. Traditional pensions have mostly disappeared. Even in the military disappeared. I fell under the 50-50 rule, which my last 3 years would be my highest earnings. That would be based on what I would get 50% of whatever I was earning, plus I get cost of living adjustments. Now, typically a person doesn't retire at the age 39 the first time and have residual income coming in consistently outside of the VA and outside the other benefits that I get. The benefits, it paid for my entire degrees, my associates from Tidewater Community College in 2022, and completing my Bachelor of Science from Southern New Hampshire University using my Chapter 33 benefits. So if you're a veteran, listen to this, make sure you do use those benefits, whether it's for licensing or a new career, whatever you want to do, there's benefits out there. And I used the Edith North scholarship to finish up my degree where I got paid BAH. I only needed 2 classes left to pay for instead of paying out of my pocket. My benefits and my sacrifice to this country paid for it. So healthcare and insurance are major budget lines, especially now. They're going up astronomically. We're a sicker nation. And as I learn about the processes and what it takes to how insurance is being offered to people, we use an education approach, which I love, here in Virginia Beach and in the 50 states, with a company called Five Ranks Financial. Top-rated company. They're like the Merrill Lynch's and the JP Morgans of or Fidelities of this world, right? Where they have agents, they have people like yourself who work either part-time, full-time, half-time, and they're doing is sharing education through our Money 101 series. We just had that last week. We had that last Wednesday. Next one's March 11th, same place, Virginia Beach, Weston in Virginia Beach for the 757 area. You can look it up yourself, either go to the Five Rings Financial in your local area and definitely check it out. Because at the end of a 1 hour presentation, you got a meal out of it, a very yummy meal. And you're also going to get knowledge out of it too. And all we ask you to do is fill out a simple survey if you want some more information about what you liked and what you didn't like so they can improve on the message. See, that's what I love about it. See, in a marketing sense, it's a great thing because typically if you invite people, they're going to want more information. And then that's where the confidentiality comes in, when you sit down with them and you provide them an overview of what their finances look like, their stewardship dollars look like. And that's something that God has instilled in me, which is an awesome thing, because I want to help our veterans. I want to help those underserved communities who haven't been taught about money because the school systems aren't doing a very good job about it, but also their parents don't understand money, and then their parents didn't understand money. See, money is a fungible thing. It's something that is digital, but it's also, you have the physical. You have the dollar, right? The dollar is reserve currency, but because of the irresponsibility of man taking those dollars and doing what they want with them, being irresponsible, and all the corruption that's going on. See, God's revealing things every single day to people, and people are waking up. The responsibility for retirement has shifted from the company will take care of you to you're on your own, manage your 401k, IRA, and investments. And that's what I did. When I worked for an incredible company called Oscar Technology Solutions, I thought I was going to be there for another 10 years, but things happened. The government decided to downsize, and we lost 32 highly qualified bodies that did an excellent job. Nothing that we did caused us to lose the contract. What it was the government is concentrating more on missions, and they still the same mission. They still the same risk. As a senior risk assessor, my job was to analyze risk and provide feedback, whether they take it or not. I wipe my hands of it, just like Pontius Pilate wiped his hands of it when they wanted to crucify Jesus. So the fact of it is that if you know every 2 weeks you get paid, or once a month you get paid, however you get paid, you need to be a good steward of what's provided. Make sure your bills are paid, but make sure you pay yourself first. In other words, the rules of the game change, but most people will never taught the no rules. So what happens? Good, hardworking people sign up for loans they don't fully understand. You got to read the fine print in the contract. Live in expensive areas because that's just what happens to cost now. No, don't do that. Take on subscription after subscription. See, we reduced our footprint. Once I was notified this a few weeks ago about it, and I notified my footprint and saying, okay, what are we going to reduce for our cost, because we are taking a certain amount of pay that we're not going to be getting. Yes, I got my last 2 paychecks and my PTO paid for, and I got 6 weeks of severance. So, but I have multiple streams of income coming in. As a business owner, I have money coming in through there. Today is payday, our commission day for World Profit, one of my companies, and I have a marketplace that is paying me too. So I've got multiple streams of income coming in, that while I work from home and be my own boss, I understand the importance of finance and getting your finances right, and assume that somehow it will all work out on retirement. That's not foolish. That's lack training. From a stewardship standpoint, this is huge. If the environment has changed, our strategy has to change too. You cannot use your grandparents' money playbook in today's economy and expect the same results. That's why investing on purpose, every paycheck is no longer optional. It's survival. Now let's talk about the daily traps built into our modern money system. The modern consumer trap. Today's consumer system has one main goal: keep you spending, keep you swiping, keep you subscribed. Think about some of the traps you and I see every day. Easy credit, store cards with instant approval credit offered in the mail, 0 for 12 months everywhere. Those cards, if you're not reading the fine print, it's anywhere from 29 to 39%. If you miss a payment, plus the penalties, 29% or 30%, that's ridiculous. Buy now, pay later. You want something that costs $200? Don't worry. It's just 4 easy payments, $50. Don't do that. Save up money if you want to have a big purchase. Save up your money. Put it into an interest-bearing account. There's so many tools that if you understood how the rich and well-off have been, they've been using these tools. It's called index accounts, typically via the S&P 500. The best 500 companies that are in the United States, but also see, you'll learn this when you come to this dinner. You're going to learn about compound interest, the rule of 72. You're going to learn about living benefits and so much more. So I highly encourage you, if you're in the 757 area, reach out to me. You can comment below. I'd like some more information. I'll send you the link that you sign up for our March 11th Money 101 series at the Virginia Beach Westin Hotel in the second level, where you're going to be fed some knowledge. But my key thing is, make sure you eat something a little bit, because you are going to eat dinner after around 7:30. It starts sharp. Doors open at 6 if you want to get the best seat, or 6:30 is when it starts. The doors close, and you'll be educated. And there's no obligation here. All you have to do is just listen, take notes, And if you want more information at the end, once you're done with dinner, please fill out that survey. That's it. That helps improve the process. That's all I do. Right now, I'm just inviting people out because I want to take care of not only my church, but I want to take care of those in the church that don't understand their finances. You give your tithes and your offerings, but understand God wants you to be a better steward of what you have. So, subscription creep. $9 here, $14 here, $5 there, streaming, software, apps, memberships. Do you have a gym membership? You haven't been to the gym? Why do you have a gym membership if you're not using the gym and taking care of your temple, your body? Get rid of it. Do you need multiple subscriptions to Netflix, Hulu, whatever? You don't. So what you do is you downsize. That's what we did. On their own, they're small. Together, they quietly devour your paycheck. See, you need to each month you need to say, okay, what's our budget look like? What are we buying for food? Are we eating out a lot? We don't eat out that much right now because of the fact that I'm taking a huge pay cut, but I'm taking care of my health and I'm taking care of my body. I'm taking care of my mind. Now, have there been job opportunities that I've turned down? Yes, I have. Interviews I've turned down. Yes. At the end of the day, I'm not ready to go back and sit at a desk and make six figures. I'm ready to study, take care of my body, take care of my appointments, take care of anything that's going on in my personal life. So almost as I screech towards 53, yes, my body's beat up, but my mind is well tuned right now. This was perfectly orchestrated by God. It was. And at the end of the day, I'm going to follow his lead when it comes to not only my business, but also educating people about the fiat dollar, the money, and how it's deteriorating. That's why I invest outside of index accounts and tax deferred vehicles. You're going to learn about this. I'm learning about it and how it affects me and my wife as we look at our mid 60s in the next 10 years, give or take, and how financially we're going to look and how we can take those stewardship dollars. I call that the spiritual deposit that you get every 2 weeks, and you deposit into the kingdom culture. So you see curated highlights, new cars, vacation remodels, and it feels normal to always be upgrading. The message is constant. You deserve it now. Don't wait. Payments make everything affordable. But here's the no one advertises. Every time you take on another payment, you're reducing your margin, delaying your investing, and often committing future paychecks you haven't even earned yet. People, you need to know where your dollars are going. Each line. I use a I before I started investing and stuff, I was doing government EE bonds and stuff, and then I discovered the thing called mutual funds, right? Through a company. And I started investing, and now that money has been rolled over from that company to another company, and it's being used in a very good way. So understand where your money comes from, especially if you're young. Even if you save $5 a day, you're going to learn that concept too. There's 7 different concepts you're going to learn in that quick hour. And you're going to be like, whoa, I didn't know about this. And that's the power of the presentation. These Money 101 series go in all 50 states. And that's why they're one of the largest financial companies that partner with insurance companies to give you the best rate and the best margins when it comes to your return on investment. See, when your money goes into a specific bucket, as they call it, you have your 401ks, you got your thrift savings plan for the military, especially in the military. Definitely get with me or one of our specialists where we can help show you, just like Howard as an ex-military. I'm not going to let you down because I want to take care of our veteran community. Why? Because I understand the struggle once you get out. And if you're committing future paychecks and you don't know what's going in and going out. See, my last 2 years as a frontline supervisor, I got the honor to be able to teach sailors budgeting and financial stewardship through a command program called Command Financial Specialist that was taught out of the Navy Fleet and Family Support Center. It was an honor for me to do it because I got to counsel different divisions within the largest communications facility in Norfolk and stuff, and get to keep these young adults. Their clearance is very valuable. So you have a clearance is very valuable when you get out of the military. Next, I also was negotiating deals. If they took in bad deals and they didn't bring it to legal and stuff, we would communicate that and find out how we can work with the debtor, with the person that put that serious loan on that sailor, because having a security clearance is so important, and especially if you want to work in the DoD area and stuff, especially as a cyber professional. And I didn't want to have none of my young men and women in financial trouble because it's not fun. Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. Every new debt, every long-term payment is a kind of servanthood you're accepting. Now, debt isn't always evil in itself. Mortgage, for example, can be part of the wise plan, but unexamined debt, endless consumption is a problem. But you put it all of this together: high living costs, easy credit scores, social pressure. You get a powerful trap. People spend their best investing years just trying to keep it up instead of building a base for the future. By the time they wake up and say, I need to get serious about retirement, they lost 10, 15, 20 years of potential growth. What if I could tell you that if you joined the military and you did 20 years, you could almost have $1 million potentially just by the power of compound interest, the rule of 72, how money doubles. Okay. And understand these are concepts that the rich have been using for decades. The index accounts the rich have been doing for 200 something years. Why don't you use the same thing? And then also understand that you are working with former veterans, you're working with people all across different diverse backgrounds. So what does this mean for your golden age? Let's connect the dot. Why this leads to broke retirements. The environment doesn't just create stress now, it sets people up to be broke later. I was listening to a disturbing thing that most Americans have less than $1,000 saved up for retirement right now. I can tell you we got more than that. I wish I started when I was 19. I didn't know any better. It wasn't until 25 and then I got married and stuff the next year that I really started to really take it serious and stuff and understand that, hey, I've got this three savings plan that I can put money into. So why don't I put a certain amount of my paycheck into that and live fine? But then see how that money got doubled and then tripled over the years because of the fact that it compounded on each other, compounded. Now, what I love about the presentation is that when I'm taking notes and I'm observing things, and I'm learning different nuggets of how our team is using this to help families. The 250 million or how many people, 280 million, whatever it is, there's over 83% or more that are living paycheck to paycheck and don't know where their money is going, right? And it's getting stressed and more stressed. And then you're not including the federal government, but your state government's putting more taxes on you. So it's going to get tougher for a lot of Hampton Roads families because unless we hold our legislators accountable for all these crazy taxes that they're trying to push through, we have the power. Remember that. We have the power as voters. This is not a political message. In April of this year, we get to vote a referendum of how we want the Commonwealth to be fiscally responsible. Fiscally responsible. This is not about party lines. I don't care about party lines. At the end of the day, I'm a child of God, and God wants me to be a better steward of the dollars that I am earning every single day. And how I account for those is a blessing because God has multiplied that and kept us afloat. And guess what? No principality or power, even the Virginia government, will stop God. Because you understand, Virginia, we need to wake up. You need to wake up. So affordability is the key. They're trying to pull the wool over your eyes to say, oh yes, all these taxes are going to be affordable. No, they're not going to be. They're going to destroy the middle class, small business. See, you got to understand how the machine works, how evil works. You've got God and the stewardship dollars that you provide to your church, right? Doesn't go to the pastor, it goes to missions. That's what happens, and it goes to other things, keeping the lights on. See, what I love about being on to a small church, a refreshed church, it's part of a unique community where we feel the spirit of God continuously every Sunday or anytime you enter that building, you feel it. You feel the uniqueness on how he's pushing you through to your whatever your purpose is, right? Our purpose is to glorify God. So if I can't glorify God through finance, there's something wrong. And being a future professional, I need to understand that because not everybody's going to have the same values I have. I have to respect that. But at the end of the day, if I'm able to help my military, current active duty, or even veterans that I know That's going to be the blessing for me because, yes, we're going to help put you in a better financial situation and understand how you can have a better future with God, with listening to what the Bible talks about when it comes to money, to the manna, and understanding how contributing over the years and not keeping up with the Joneses. I've never met the Joneses because do they exist? Yeah, they do. But even if a person plays a role, you know how many people have multiple cars, expensive cars, and high insurance and all this stuff, but they're broke, but they're spiritually broke too because they don't follow biblical principles when it comes to your money. And it's disturbing. But it's because we are inundated with so much messaging that you got to tune out the noise. You got to take that transceiver that I always talk about with Dr. Tony Evans, which is it's that transceiver is that signal. It's going to be sent to the cross, which is Jesus, the blood of the Lamb, right? He's going to take that frequency, and what we have to have is we have to have what they call a Cisco router that routes that signal. Then we're going to take that and we're going to put it into a cryptographic device, changes the zeros to ones, right? That's the good signal. That's the good shepherd signal. That's Jesus' signal. The devil's trying to deceive that signal with all this noise and turn off the stock market and turn off MS Now and Jim Cramer and all this garbage. All phonies, all phonies. They are paid by people to tell you this stuff. Understand that if you have a good financial counselor or advisor, whatever you want to call it, and their interest is best for the client. That's what we do. That's what they do. We're clients of theirs almost 2+ years. We love it because we sit down with Heather Brinkman and we go over finances. Just like on Friday, we went over and we were looking over how can I take my 401k dollars that I have and roll that over legally with no taxes. We're doing that. We did it already. We're just waiting. It's going to take about 2 weeks to get the check sent to me. Then I take it to Heather. Boom. She overnights it to the specific entities. And then we start rolling because I'm taking that money that I worked hard for as a contractor and my profit sharing, and I'm going to double or triple that in the next 10 years. That's being smart. See, it's understanding how the money works and how you can take a significant chunk, 6 figures, and roll that into something that is going to be safe, effective. And when the market goes up, you earn a certain percentage. When the market goes down, you don't lose anything. See, that's the difference when you're in a 401k that you're still contributing as a company because you're still in the market. You need to manage that with the plan manager. For me, I would not be aggressive right now, especially where the market is, where the job market is and stuff, because it's affecting every sector. What I'd be doing is I would be in the S&P 500 because that's doing excellent. That's the best 500 companies that are on solid footing. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing. Outliving savings. People underestimate how long they've lived. Healthcare and living costs and retirement can be high, definitely. If there's no solid investing foundation, the money simply runs out. Become financially dependent on others. Adult children feel pressure to help. Stress builds in the family. That's not legacy most people want to leave. From a stewardship perspective, that's heartbreaking. Most people don't want to be burdened. They simply never have a clear, simple plan and a mentor saying, start now. Every paycheck counts. Here's how. The good news. You're not stuck just because the system is stacked this way. You can do 3 things starting now. Understand the environment, which you're doing in this episode. Refuse to let culture dictate your money choices. Build your own plan, a paycheck-based investing system. We're laying out this series. Instead of culture first, bills, wants, maybe savings, almost no investing, we flip it to stewardship first, investing, needs, giving as you're led, then wants within margin. You honor God, you honor your future, and you regain control over the money stories. For episode 3, here's a teaser. Let's land this with a simple reflection. I want you to think about your own situation for a moment and ask, where am I feeling the most pressure? Housing, debt, lifestyle, or comparison? Where am I letting culture, not stewardship, set the standard for my money decisions? Just identifying those 2 things and powerful. Then I want you to write this phrase somewhere you'll see it. The game has changed. My strategy has to change too. You don't control housing prices. You don't control healthcare costs. You don't control what your employer does with the pension, but you do control whether part of your paycheck is invested, how much your lifestyle you allow yourself to fund, and whether you accept the default consumer script or choose a stewardship script. There is a hope because God gives wisdom generously to those who ask. And over time, small, faithful steps can completely change your financial future. In episode 3 of the Money 101 series, we're going to get into very practical and answer the question, okay, Howard, how much should I actually be investing from every paycheck? We'll walk through why choosing percentage is so important. Simple tiers like 5%, 10%, 15, or 20%, or what they can mean over time and how to start, even if you're in debt. You do not want to miss this one. If this episode helped you to see today's money culture more clearly, here's what I'd love for you to do. Share this episode with one person you know who's working hard but feels stuck financially. Send me a quick message or email and tell me, Howard, the biggest pressure I feel is debt, housing, lifestyle, something else. I read those and helps me shape future episodes to serve you better. This has been the Financial Money One video live series, and I'm Howard Martell. Remember, the world may push you to conform, but you've been called to be a wise steward, even in a broken money system. I'll see you in episode 3. And please like and share this episode, and I hope you enjoy this episode. This is a crucial episode that will help you and your family investing in those dollars. Now, I want to show you something, so just bear with me. Go to my Facebook page. This is my Facebook page here, right? So just bear with me. I'm live right now. All right. So just bear with me. I'm going to share a tab with you right now. This is how you can come to the event. Whoops. This is how you can come to the event. As you can see on the screen here, I will put this in the comments. Just bear with me. You can reserve your spot right here. Get this out of the way. I'm going to give you this link right here. It's going to be on the screen. For those in the local Virginia Beach area, if you want to come and be a guest of mine, all you need to do is go to that link right there or follow that information right there for you. Okay? Money 101, learn how to achieve your pot of gold. I'll read it again for you. Join us for the Money 101 because learning how to grow your money shouldn't be complicated. This is not a sales seminar, but rather an educational, entertaining workshop that takes all the mystery out of growing and protecting your wealth. Money 101 will introduce you to the 7-time proven financial tools and strategies that are essential for college funding, retirement planning, tax reduction, or just simple wealth accumulation, using money you never knew you had. Tens of thousands of people, including me and my family, from all walks of life have benefited from the Money 101s, from teachers and stay-at-home moms, doctors, military, lawyers, small business owners, government workers, anybody. Money 101 offers valuable, actionable information for everyone. We never use a sign-up sheet or ask anyone to wear a sticky name tag. We never sell anything. We don't push any books, CDs, or self-help programs. We never pressure appointments. We only work with volunteers. Accumulating, preserving wealth doesn't have to be complicated or risky. You never have to risk your money to make great returns. Our clients sleep well at night, which I do. Join us and learn how you do it. Doors open at 6 p.m. and we start promptly at 6:30 p.m. Please arrive early for best seats. Join us afterwards from a complimentary buffet dinner. We look forward to seeing you there, and feel free to bring a friend. You're our guest. While this event is free to attend, registration is required. Please, no children or financial agents without prior consent. It's at the Westin Hotel Town Center, 4535 Commerce Street, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 23462. You can park in the free parking garage. And this is my agent here. That's Heather, and one of my mentors. We have Wine, Women, and Wealth coming up also for those who want to network. So I'm going to share this tab too. This is for women professionals. It's from 6 p.m. to 7:45. Join us to learn how to be smarter with your money and have some fun too. Networking begins 5:15 p.m. and we'll start at 6 p.m. Wine, Women, and Wealth is for a community of women supporting each other in business and a relationship with money. We believe that empowered and educated women make great decisions with their money. Part networking, part financial education, part girls' night out. You're sure to have a good time and meet some amazing women. There will be wine, light refreshments, and there's no cost for you to attend. We welcome you to bring a girlfriend or two because we are more committed than ever to supporting and encouraging more women. This is a private event and everyone needs to register so we can plan accordingly. Space is limited, so please RSVP early. Can't wait to see you. Heather, same thing. You have two opportunities to be a better financial steward. Definitely check it out. And I'm looking forward to helping each and every one of you be financially savvy with your money. Take care. God bless.